Namaste. This is David Hawthorne at astroview.com. There was a shooting this morning in Alexandria, Virginia, with a baseball game where the Republican members of Congress were practicing for a charity game. 5 people were injured in the shooting. The police fired on and killed the shooter. So we can see certain events from the chart for the time of the event. The first phone call to the police was 7:09 a.m. So assuming maybe this phone call went a minute or two after the shooting began. So I noticed that the main period ruler is Mars and the sub-period ruler is Mars. Mahadasha, Antardasha. And it's interesting because Mars is sports. It's military and police. So this takes place at a baseball game. Now Sun is the government. And here we see that Sun is in the 12th house, which is a Dustan Baba, inauspicious house. So it's utterly weak because it's in the 12th house and it's past 25 degrees. This is called old age degrees. There's only 30 degrees possible in a sign, 0 to 30. So Sun is utterly weak in the 12th house. And Mercury is also combust and weak in the 12th house. Mercury rules property, but it's the landlord for Jupiter, which is law. So these were people involved in our country's law, Congress. And the Sun, of course, is government and Congress. But this Jupiter gets dragged into the 12th house because of the dispositor, the landlord, Mercury, up here. And Jupiter is the landlord for Saturn, so Saturn becomes involved in the 12th house. This is losses, expenses, hospitalization. So Saturn is ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter is ruled by Mercury. Now Moon rules the 2nd house of wealth status. It has to do with the public, and it has to do with continuation of family life. And it's in the 8th house of death-like experiences. So it can cause some discontinuation or disruption of family life. And Saturn ruling the 9th house of good fortune is utterly weak at 0 degrees infant state and under the 5th aspect of Rahu. Rahu, the northern node of the moon, throws an aspect 5, 7, and 9 houses away. He's not bothering Venus because he's outside the 5-degree orb of Venus. He's not bothering Ketu because they're always opposite. This is the northern node and this is the southern node of the moon, Rahu and Ketu. But Rahu is clearly afflicting Saturn. So that causes some serious issues. So we can see enough in the chart to see that, okay, there can be problems at that particular time. Now I think if Rahu and Ketu had been close to the rising sign degree, then there could have been could have been more serious. I actually think the well-placed Mars in the 1st house and the well-placed Venus in the 11th house helped protect the chart to a great extent. So that's why there could have been a massacre, and there was not. I mean, it wasn't a fun situation. 5 people got injured, got shot. But it appears that they will all come out of that without too much damage. So these are just a couple of the main points. We could look at the Navamsa chart. You see that Rahu here is afflicting Saturn, and Saturn is in its debilitation sign. Namaste.